Good morning. My name is Kiviat. I'm a proud native Washingtonian, and I'm excited to be Station, Union, and O's first resident. I've lived in Washington, D.C. all my life. I grew up in Savannah Terrace in Southeast and have mostly lived in nearby neighborhoods since then. Wherever we lived, it was hard to find affordable housing for me and my family that was close to amenities and felt safe. Fast forward to the beginning of this amazing journey where I am today. I attended a housing event where I learned about the new Parcel 42 development and the affordable housing opportunities there. On November 21st, the first day to apply for Parcel 42, I was the first person in line at 7 a.m. to apply for what will now be a dream place for me to live. Moving to Station UNO to the opportunity of a lifetime, I am so happy to move to Shaw and live in walking distance from my job, a library, and a metro station. I feel so blessed when I think about the life I'll be able to give my daughter here. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I want to thank Angela, the property manager at Capitol Vista, who introduced me to the opportunity. Dante's Partners, thank you, for its commitment to building luxury, affordable apartments. But none of this would be possible without the mayor, Mayor Bowser, and her leadership of her team, and the leadership of her team. I want to thank Mayor Bowser for creating affordable housing for dreamers like me and for seeing through the transformation of Parcel 42 from a vacant parcel into beautiful new homes for Washingtonians like myself, and for continuing to invest in affordable housing in all 8 wards. Now, please join me in welcoming our distinguished mayor, Mayor Bowser.
That's amazing. Welcome home. Good to see you. This your daughter?
Yes, that's my daughter.
Nice to meet you,
Chicago.
sweetie. Nice to meet you. Well, let's give Cavette and her daughter a big round of applause as the first resident. And I am just very pleased to be here to help cut this ribbon. Alex Padro just told me it was 25 years in the making. We've been working on it. I want to say it was awarded in my first year as mayor in 2015, but you know, it was worth waiting for, I would say. So I want to first acknowledge our big deal team at DMPED, Deputy Mayor Nina Albert, Real Estate Director Sarosh Podwala, Chris Donald at the DC Housing Agency, Cynthia Sankaran from Amazon's Housing Equity Fund. We're doing a lot of big things to ensure that we have affordable housing in the district. And I want to thank our partner in this. Without Bua Benitier, Dante's Partners, and the H Street Community Development Corporation, we wouldn't be here. So let's give them a big round of applause. So the redevelopment of Parcel 42, I think some of its most recent history dated back to Mayor Fenty's administration. We won't go through all of it. We know. We've been through some turns, twists and turns getting here. And I had a commitment when I became mayor to unstick stuck projects, and this was one of them. We made this project part of our RFP process, and what that means is that we engage the community early and often. We ask the community to weigh in on the RFP itself before it was issued, and that allowed us to deliver the project that we're celebrating today. 110 new homes right across from a beautiful library, across from a metro, close to retail and restaurants, blocks away from U Street, Howard University, and close to fantastic DC public schools. There are 108 homes that are designated as affordable, with the majority of families earning up to 60% of the MFI. That's a good thing. That's a good thing, Dante's partners. And earlier this week, we, of course, acknowledged and celebrated the legacy of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. And he was among the first champions for fair housing. In fact, the Fair Housing Act was signed the very next week after we lost him. We also know that this neighborhood that we are in, beautiful Shaw, was one of the neighborhoods destroyed in 1968. But the community has worked over many decades not only to rebuild Shaw, but to rebuild it in a way that preserves history and includes the voices and experiences of Legacy DC. I guess that's, people like you and me who were born here. So I'm proud that we are delivering this project. I'm proud of the team that made it happen. And we want to continue to utilize our RFP process on other critical projects. Just this week, DMPED issued the RFP for the Chevy Chase Civic Site, which will deliver a co-located library and community center and much needed affordable housing in Ward 3. We know how important it is to be relentless in creating affordable housing in all parts of our city, particularly in areas like Shaw. And Cavette said it, best. That just like everybody who lives in Washington, D.C., she wants to live in a safe neighborhood with great amenities, great transportation, and easy access to her life, and great opportunities for her daughter. And that's why we've invested over $1 billion into our Housing Production Trust Fund. $1 billion, more than, it's really like 1.5, but who's counting? And we're making progress. So 4 years ago, we set the goal to create 36,000 new homes by 2025, including 12,000 affordable homes. And today, we're meeting 88% of that goal and 72% of the affordable target. So this year and the coming year, we're going to stay focused on those goals. And we're going to keep working with the council to make sure we have robust investments in the Housing Production Trust Fund. I am very delighted that your council member, Brooke Pinto, has been a partner with us since she's been on the council, very focused on Ward 2 in all parts of Ward 2, which is great to have in the Ward 2 council member, and focused on public safety and also focused on housing. So in a moment, I'll introduce Brooke. I am going to have to excuse myself before the festivities because I'm going to give a briefing in Anacostia on an explosion there. But I'm happy to tell you that everyone is safe. Our fire and EMS crews are working on the incident, and all of the children, especially who are in the adjacent child care center, have been safely evacuated. So thank you. And with that, I'm going to turn to Brooke Pinto.
Well, good morning, everybody. It is such a pleasure to be with you all today. My name is Brooke Pinto, and I have the great privilege and honor of being the Ward 2 council member where we are right now. And Ward 2 is so proud to be home to this fantastic new project and new housing. I really appreciated Mayor Bowser's comments of these homes. And that's exactly what we all need to keep in mind when we're thinking about the need for affordable housing, the need to provide more opportunities for people to live safely and securely inside in an affordable manner, we're talking about your home. And we can't do anything in the city without stable housing and a stable place to call home for all of our residents. And so this project is a true team effort. I know so many of you in this room have been a part of this, as Commissioner Padro said, literally for 25 years. And so much of this predates any of my involvement, but I want to particularly thank and congratulate Mayor Bowser for all of your work in this project, Bua Benitier, CEO and founder of Dante's Partners, Nina Alpert, our, as of yesterday, almost, we passed through committee, Deputy Mayor for DemPed, Senthil Sankaran, Managing Principal of the Amazon Housing Equity Fund, and some of our fantastic advisory neighborhood commissioners from 2G. We have Tony Brown here, Stephen McCartney, and Alex Padro. Thank you so much for all that you do for this neighborhood. Supporting multi-use corridors with affordable housing is really essential to the vitality of this entire neighborhood, and this is kind of exactly what we're talking about when we talk about the diversity of uses, that we are across the street from a library, from a metro, from excellent schools, from housing, from small businesses, walking distance to a Giant and a Whole Foods, surrounded by houses of worship, and people who live here of all ages and of all income levels. And this is the diversity that we love to see in our city, and in Shaw, and is going to make those folks who call here home so fantastic. It's really crucial that we continue to move forward affordable housing projects in all of our wards. I take that responsibility very seriously as the Ward 2 council member. Again, we're proud to have this project here. There are a number of items and priorities that are in this year's budget around building new affordable housing opportunities. It's included in all of our plans for conversions of more units. We know we need more supply of housing in our efforts to bring more affordable housing, more funding for housing caseworkers, ERAP, permanent supportive housing vouchers, additional repairs that we know we need to see, acquiring new hotels to offer bridge housing opportunities for unhoused residents. And we know that investments like here in Station UNO will further this collective goal of providing for the health and well-being for so many of our residents. So congratulations to all that have been so a part of this, and Max Brown as well, who's here, who I know has been championing this project as well. For this great day, congratulations on everybody's hard work. And it's now my honor to introduce the Director of the Housing Finance Agency, Christopher Donald.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Christopher Donald, and I am the CEO of the District of Columbia Housing Finance Agency. To our mayor, who is no longer with us, to the council member, to the deputy mayor for planning and economic development. Not that way. She had to leave. Excuse me. Sorry. To my colleagues across the city and my brothers and sisters in the struggle to provide beautiful, affordable, and healthy housing, today is a day of celebration. My job here today that I took upon myself is I want to give you a little context, right? Everybody's going to talk about numbers and planning and all of those types of things, but I want to engage in a conversation about Black excellence. Because where we sit is a gateway where Duke Ellington brought the funk of his swing down into the Shaw. It is a gateway where Dr. Carter G. Woodson penned the souls, or not the souls of Black folks, but the miseducation of the Negro, the precursor to Black History Month and his Negro History Weekly. Today is a day where we acknowledge that Miles Davis sat in the basement around the corner and played his muted trumpet to the ecstasy of a rapt audience. Today is about cultural context. This site will sit at the nexus and represent Black genius, an opportunity for us all to look forward to what can be contributed to our city. And so in this moment, we celebrate. But this moment also represents something very personal for me. Almost 15 years ago, I won the site unsuccessfully, but I met a very good friend, Bua Benitier, somebody who I started a relationship with I grew with, and now I'm able to see somebody bring this beautiful thing to life. Congratulations. Is Kate and Gada here by any chance? So Kate and Gada, oftentimes we don't go deep into the administration to talk about people. Kate and Gada had an afro when I met him back in 2007. It's thinned out a little bit, but he's not here today. Kate and Gada was working on this project. Alex said that it was about 25 years. I got engaged with this project in 2007. Caton had been involved with it a couple of years before that. I'm sure that tonight Caton's gonna be popping bottles somewhere, and he'll either be doing the Harlem Shuffle or the Tootsie Slide. I'm not sure which one he's gonna do. But I know that he put his heart and soul into this project. He was a partner for me, and I'm sure he was a partner for subsequent folks who worked on this site. And so congratulations to Caton and all that he's done. But I have to say that I'm simply ecstatic. Today is an amazing day, and when I look at this building, I think about Darius Love Hall from Love Jones. And when he said, I want to be the funk in your right thigh and the blues in your left, right? The curves on the building and the way that the facade of the building undulates is something wonderful to see. So today is a day of celebration. May we break bread and drink wine and celebrate together. And with that, I'd like to introduce Mr. Bua Benitier, who's making it rain today.
The building is curvy because amazingly beautiful women worked on this building, and thank you, Chris. Thank you, council member, for all the kind remarks, and to the mayor for the kind remarks that were made today. I was gonna come up here and thank all the folks that worked on this deal, but I'm just gonna be like Nicey Nash and just thank me. For staying in the fight. No, it's an incredible labor of love that that has led to today, and I'll come back to that. But I really have to thank everyone first and foremost who is extremely instrumental in bringing about this particular project. My mom is here. I would not be here, but for my mom, it's 30 years that I'm in this country. She believed in me, don't know why. Nothing about my previous history led to her wanting to make that leap, but she did anyway, so thank you, Mom. My wife and my kids are here as well. I'll come back to that. But Chris is right. I was actually on the other side of the table when I awarded the transaction to Christopher Donald. I saw something in Chris that most people did not see, and here we are today. And that started a fledgling friendship many, many years later, where we've seen each other grow and doing what we love to do, which is fight for justice, fight for equality, fight for black excellence, and fight for affordable housing, while at the same time. But I would be remiss if I didn't say that this transaction started with a phone call from two individuals who believed in me, and that's Max Brown and Scotty Irvin. That's how it started. Max was frustrated, Scotty was frustrated, and they both said something that still resonates with me till today, is if there's anybody in this city that can figure it out, it's you, Bua. And I was like, yikes. I'm not sure if that's the right call on your part, but thank you. And as luck would have it, here we are today. So thank you, Max. Thank you, Scotty. Appreciate the love that you guys demonstrated. Shaw is a very, very important community for me and the entire Dante's Partners. This is actually the neighborhood where we have the largest holdings. I can actually see one of my other buildings literally from here right now, and a lot of that is just thanks to 2G, and I see Alex Padro, I see Rachel, I see We've been working together for many years. We have the Hodge, Cap Vista, Phyllis Whitley, several other sites. Thank you all. Thank you to Shaw for just sticking with us and believing in us and giving us all the necessary approvals that we needed to make this transaction move forward. And speaking of staying in the community and staying in the fight, our very good friends at 1DC have been staying in this fight for a very, very long time. So let's make sure we recognize them as well. And our partners at A Street CDC, clearly, they've always been with us. You know, nothing happens without me begging, crawling, screaming, yelling, going back to begging for all the necessary funds that are needed in order to make a transaction like this move forward. I cannot thank DEMPED enough for constantly believing in us. Our very good friends at DEMPED, under the leadership of Nina Albert, Sarosh, and Esther, I know I'm not the easiest of person to work with, but god damn. I know I'm not the easiest, but the result speaks for themselves, and I think that's what we always need to make sure we do not forget is what are we doing this for? We're doing this for the residents and for the District of Columbia to make sure that we do our part in stemming the tide. So thank you, DEMPED, and please, please, after this, I really hope you continue to pick up my phone call. Wells Fargo, I think this would probably mark our 25th or something transaction with Wells Fargo. They have yet to say no to me. They've yet to say no to this firm. We continue to harass them, and they continue to pick up the phone and say yes, so thank you. Our newest partner, you know, when Chris was talking about this transaction, Sentinel and I worked together. We started working together in 2007. That's how long Sentinel and I have been in these fights together. And the fact that I get to sit across the table for him where he, under the leadership of Mr. Bezos, I just like to say that, you know, like, they were instrumental. They were phenomenal. They were an amazing partner to work with, so thank you to Amazon. Obviously, DCHFA, former home to me. Thank you very much to everyone who's worked at HFA, who's continued to make all of our transaction work. You know, we closed on yet another transaction with them last year, so thank you. All of the lawyers, we have an army of lawyers. When I say army of lawyers. Tyber Hudson, Reno Carviner, a few others who have been instrumental in making this transaction work. I still do not understand the documents I signed, but that's a different story. Answer Title, and our insurance broker, Steve Zachary, is in the building as well. To the amazing design team. I mean, isn't this building beautiful? Yeah. This building is just, I don't know about my office anymore. I think I'm just gonna park myself here. Grim and Parker, where's Ashish? Ashish is my guy. Mel, thank you so much for bringing this building to life. No one was sure about how it was going to translate in real life from canvas, but man, you took a piece of artwork and made it a masterpiece. Kia, where the hell is Kia? Everything you see in the interior is all Kia. She's also not easy to work with, but we work well together. She knows how to bring her vision to life. So thank you, Kia. Obviously, Davis Construction has been instrumental in the general construction of this building. Phenomenal partners to work with. Kim Mitchell, also another phenomenal partner to work with on the design side. And my personal G, H2, under the leadership of Harvey Yancey. The fact that you got to work on this will forever be our jewel in the crown. So thank you. You believe in me, bro. Thank you. To the remarkable, outstanding Dumas team. These guys show up every day to come to work. I know I'm crazy. I know I'm not easy to work with. I know I'm erratic, but I'm also a good person, and I will bring out the best in you. I will bring out the best in you, and you all continue to stay in and stick in. We closed this deal under record time. I'm sure Esther remembers it very well. This was not an easy closing. I know Sharosh remembers it very, very well. We closed this deal in less than 6 months of being notified that this was the way to go. And a gentleman by the name of Steve Vassar, another lady by the name of Tessa Hall, who's here. Tessa Edison in the building is also here. Jason Harris, who has continued to work on this transaction. Mr. Patterson, we call him Black Jesus, is in the room as well. Obviously, we all know Corey Powell and all the amazing work that he does to pull it all together, because Corey is that calm voice. I'm here, and Corey's here. Obviously, the great folks in the accounting department, Tanisha Johnson and her team, and the entire Duma staff, and now the Fourier staff is going to take this dream and make it possible for others to come in and make it a home. And second to last, we're going to be bringing back a DC landmark into this building, and that is Corinto Gallery. Ladies and gentlemen. This was a friendship that started on 8th Street Festival, and he's taking all my money. I've bought all his gear. I still buy all his gear, and because of the friendship, I found out what he was going through, and I was like, no, you gotta come back. I called him and I said, I got a spot for you, and he did not hesitate. He said yes. So please, when he opens up, I want everyone to come out here, patronize him, support him, and help grow our local small businesses. And I understand you're going to be bringing us a coffee shop, right? Yes, sir. Okay, awesome. All right, so now to serious business, and I promise I'll stop talking. Too often we look to the past for inspiration, but every now and then we got to look to the future. Our future, if we really think about it, keeps us young, keeps us active, keeps us on our toes, and more importantly, they teach us new things. So, since 2007, I've been working on this transaction. I bid on it in 2012 and lost. I bid again in 2018 and lost. So I've been chasing this deal for as long as my daughter has been on this earth. And somehow, through a stroke of genius, because of a phone call that I took, this transaction stands today. So because of the youth that I'm surrounded with, I can't help but thank them for their tremendous support. My two daughters have had to deal with me over the course of the last 17 years because I have a dream. And I get to see that dream happen through their eyes. And because of you two, I dedicated the name of this building in your honor. You guys didn't know? Thanks. So I'm not as, anyway. The fight has been as old as you two, because day in, day out, you keep striving to do your best, knowing very well that I'm very, very hard to please. I know that. And I'm always hard on you, and I will always be hard on you. It's not gonna stop. Even after today. You're going back to school. It is my hope that this building embodies the beautiful queens that you are, and that you will not only care for it, but carry the legacy forward. The same way my mom believed in me is the same way I believe in you too. And never forget that, all right? And you're surrounded by a community of folks. The same way these same community helped me over the course of the last however many years that I've been in this fight, they're gonna help you. Okay? So, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. All right, you can go back and. Yeah, that's all I have to say. It's been a long journey. It's been an amazing journey, and you know, story's not finished. We'll continue to stay in the fight, but it is my hope that we all do everything we can to support our dreamers, because that's all we have. So with that, speaking of a gentleman who has been in the fight with me and been dreaming with me for as long as I can remember, Mr. Sento Sakarin, thank you very much for all that you've done, all that you continue to do to stay in this fight with us over the last several years. Come on, man, come get the mic. Thank you.
No surprise, I have to lower the mic. I don't know how to follow that, so I will do my best to be brief. But I will say, good morning. Okay, I invest in deals here in the district, around the Washington region, Nashville, and in the Seattle region. And when I'm at events elsewhere and I say good morning, it's not the same call and response. And I understand the energy is a little softer right now following Bua's speech, but I will try that one more time. Good morning. Good morning. There we are. All right, thank you. Before I begin, I just want to acknowledge some of my Amazon colleagues, both past and present, some that have worked on this deal that are no longer on the team, that are here with us today. Kellyanne, Jamie, Lily, Josh, Patrick, Brian Kenner, who many of you know, and Sam, who I believe is in the room as well, and is also a neighbor next door, Bua, so you got to keep him happy. So, but thank you. It's an honor to be here today on behalf of Amazon and the Amazon Housing Equity Fund. And we're especially honored to support the creation of Station UNO, a community that'll provide so many DC residents with quality, affordable housing here in the heart of Shaw. Briefly, Amazon's Housing Equity Fund is our $2 billion plus commitment to help fund the creation or preservation of more than 20,000 affordable homes here in the DMV, the Puget Sound region, and in Nashville, Tennessee. To date, including Station UNO, we've committed nearly $1.1 billion to create or preserve over 8,000 affordable homes across the Capital Region alone. This project is particularly important to us as it's one of the first new construction projects supported by Amazon that has reached completion and is opening its doors to new residents. With 108 high-quality affordable homes in one of the district's most dynamic neighborhoods, Shaw, here in Ward 2. Station UNO reflects Amazon's commitment to support the great work of organizations like Dante's Partners to create and preserve affordable housing where it's needed most, and to support Mayor Bowser's bold commitments to deliver equitable, affordable housing across all 8 wards of the district. Here in DC and across the Capital Region, access to affordable housing near services and amenities that residents need, like transit, employment centers, schools, retail, library, healthcare, is essential. Partnerships like the one we celebrate today help address that need. They not only provide more affordable housing, they help foster greater equity across the region. At Amazon, we're committed to building more partnerships like this, partnerships that strengthen our neighborhoods and reinforce the communities that we call home. Thank you, Mayor Bowser, Deputy Mayor Albert, Bua and your team, Director Donald. I don't know, there's so many others in the room that I deserve acknowledging, including my wife who's here with me today. Thank you. That helped make this community possible. We're grateful for the opportunity to partner with you to help bring Station UNO to life. Congratulations.
UNO, 1, 2, 3.